Hello student, this is Anish Sharma and after a long time I am back with another video of your own YouTube channel Social Science Mantra. And today's topic is SAR, that is related to class 12 political science chapter New Centers of Power. Here we will discuss that what is the significance of SAR in world politics and how as a new centers of power it is creating a challenge for the US dominance as well we can say unipolar world that have been formed just after 1991 Soviet Union disintegration. Okay, so SAARC stands for South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. All the South Asian states altogether they form their own organization where they can share the mutual benefits. Okay, they can cooperate with each other. So it is a regional initiative to evolve cooperation through material means. It means any type of help, whether it is military help, whether it is economically, whether it is politically, any kind of help in any field, all these member nations can share among each other. Okay. So SAARC with this objective, with this purpose to help each other, it was founded on 8th December 1985. Okay. On 8th December 1985 it was formed and the member states, Afghanistan was there, Bangladesh was there, Bhutan is there, Sri Lanka is there, India, Nepal, Pakistan and Maldives. All the South Asian states are the member of this great organization which is having a greater significance in world politics. Headquartered Kathmandu, Nepal. And when we talk about the combined economy of SAARC group, that is $3.67 trillion. Okay, and this economy helped them to invest, just to spend their investment in all these financial needs. They can meet out with this combined economy. Okay. SAFTA is a greater part of this SAARC organization, South Asian Free Trade Area. So what is SAFTA? SAFTA is providing a free trade zone to all the member states, to all the members of SAARC. With this objective, just to create a common market where they can share their commodities, their products, okay, and they can get material benefits. So with this objective, it was signed on 6th January 2004 and came into effect on 1st January 2006. It took a long time to came into effect. Objectives of this SAFTA and South Asian Free Trade Area to ensure peace and cooperation. Second objective is to lower trade tariff. Trade tariff, it means whatever the taxes that are being taken on import, just to lower them, just to reduce them. This is the objective of South Asian Free Trade Area, so that the trade can become easy and convenient for all the member states. Now, there are various opinions about the SAARC group, that why India, how India is maintaining relation with all the member states. So neighbors commented on this, that India is finding a way to invade their market. Being a dominant nation in the SAARC group, as we know that India is a powerful country in terms of population as well in economy. Okay, so the neighbors commented on this. What is the neighbors' opinion? That India is finding a way to innovate, to attack their market. Okay, India is just dominating their market. With this approach of South Asian Free Trade Area, the actual benefit is getting by India only. This is the neighbors' opinion. What is the Indian's opinion? India believes that the first is that India is able to cooperate on political issue. With this SAFTA, with this, by joining the membership of the SAARC, India can easily able to cooperate on political issues. The second thing is that to be a member of SAARC, it is not worthful at all. Few people in India just claim that just to be a member of SAARC, it is not worthful at all because India is already having bilateral relations with all the member states. So why to be a member of SAARC group? Okay, so that is why the few people are criticizing, few people are thinking and believe that it is a great opportunity for India to cooperate on political issues. Okay, so this is all about SAARC students. So for the examination point of view, whatever the information that we discuss about SAARC, please note it down. Let's move on to the next topic, that is BRICS, the another centers of power. BRICS is another alternative centers of power. In this chapter, we have already discussed European Union, Asian, SAARC, and now BRICS. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So it is a union of all these 5 member states who share their economic benefits as well as military resources and various other things which can help these nations to grow in world politics. Okay? So earlier it was BRIC only. BRIC. It means South Africa, this nation was not added into the BRICS in this organization. It was founded in the year 2006 and 24 December 2010, after 4 years, South Africa was included. So we can say on 24 December 2010, BRIC become BRICS. Okay? So this way, this union was formed. The first summit of this union was held in 16th June 2009 at Yekaterinburg, Russia. Yekaterinburg is a place in Russia where the first summit was held. 11th summit was held on 13 to 14 November 2019. And 12th summit of this union was proposed in this year 2020, which is impossible now as we all are facing COVID-19 crisis throughout the world. So now this 12th summit which is proposed in 2020 in Russia, it is hardly to take place. Okay? Combined GDP, when we talk about the combined GDP of BRIC, it is 18.6 trillion US dollar, which can help all these member states to grow economically. It is a greater in itself. Okay? Now the objective of the BRIC, the first objective is to cooperate and distribute mutual economic benefit among its members. Like other centers of power, BRIC is also share and cooperate and distribute mutual and economic benefits among all its members. Second objective is non-interference, that all these member states will not interfere in internal policies of each nation. Okay, it means they are having the non-interference approach by which they will not interfere in the policies of nation and the mutual equality. Okay, this way we can understand that these are the two main objectives of BRIC by which we can say these member nations are enjoying the progress. Okay, BRICS has its own bank which can help the member state to meet out with their financial crisis, and that is New Development Bank and BRICS Development Bank. You can call it BRICS Development Bank as well as New Development Bank. So this is the sufficient information that is important for the examination point of view, that is needed for the examination point of view. So student, here in this topic, in today's class, we discuss about the two main topics. One is SAR and another is BRICS. Two main centers of power. In next class, we will continue with this topic, with this chapter. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.